Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little kind of before and after, or like how I used to do my blush and highlighter versus how I do it now, just to show you guys the difference and kind of what I've learned by doing makeup for a long time, and even just seeing how things evolve in the makeup industry and just like styles and kind of what you feel like looks best on yourself personally. So this is a very personal video, even though I do think this kind of technique does look good on a lot of people. This is just kind of like a personal how I used to do my blush and highlight versus how I do it now, and kind of the difference that I feel like it makes and how much better I think it looks, because sometimes looking back at old pictures, it's kind of like the example of the eyebrows when we used to do them like really thin, and I had like the highest arch. I had like no eyebrow hairs. I like plucked everything. And looking back, I was just like, oh my gosh, how did I leave my house looking like that? I thought it looked so great. And that's kind of the same thing with this like blush and highlighter. I definitely overdid the highlighter like crazy. I mean, I still love a good highlighter and I love a lot of blush. Maybe one day I'll look back and say maybe I wore too much blush, but for now I love the way this looks. And I just think that it kind of does really lift your face. So it's very transformative. It totally lifts my face. Like if I look at before pictures, I was just like, it looked like my cheeks were like sagging, because I naturally have really big cheeks. Like when I smile, I have no fillers or anything. A lot of people think I do, but I just have really big cheeks ever since I was a kid. I had these ginormous cheeks. So wearing blush and highlighter just kind of like made them a little bit saggy, and they look like puffy and saggy. So now with this new technique, it just kind of lifts my face and just makes it look a little bit more uniform and nicer in my opinion. So without further ado, let's just get right into this kind of little tutorial slash video idea here. So I feel like I've recently done quite a few blush videos, but I never did like a comparison one. So I have a video where I show you guys a kind of new trending blush technique where you actually blend in some blush into the concealer. I did not do that today. I have a full face, but no blush or highlighter on my cheeks. So first I'm going to start by doing my blush on one side, how I do it now, and then on the other side, so how I used to do it. So I'm going to show you both ways at the same time. So I'm going to go in with these two BUXOM blushes here. These are the Wanderlusr Primer-Infused blushes in the shade called Mykonos and Goa. So these are just really beautiful berry coral tone blushes, and I like to mix them together. And what's nice about these blushes is that they have like a very subtle glow in them. They're not shimmery or anything, but there is like definitely a glow, and they're just really gorgeous. This is like one of my favorite blush formulas. So I'm just going to take a blush brush and I'm going to dip it into these two blushes evenly. I'm going to be using this Morphe JH06 brush here, which is a really nice kind of like loose fluffy brush. It's not too thick, so you still have a lot of control with like where the blush exactly goes, but it gives you a really nice blendability just because it is like really light and it's not like too dense. So I really love this brush for blush. You can kind of smile like a little bit. I'm just kind of making my cheeks look a little bit more puffy, just so I can really see where the apples are. And I also like to bring it further towards the outer corner of the eye. As you can see, I'm just like swiping it a little bit under the eye, just with whatever leftover product we have. So because there's a lot of product right now on there, I'm going to diffuse that, but I just want to show you guys the kind of sheen that this blush provides. It's very pretty, and that makes your cheeks definitely look like they're glowing. So now that I have quite a bit packed on there, I'm going to take a clean brush and just like blend that out. So I just have this clean brush, just some leftover under eye setting powder on there. I use this to wipe any setting powder away. So this is a Morphe E48 brush, and I'm just going to kind of diffuse any areas that seem to be a little too pigmented. And this also blends very nicely. It's like a nice kind of way to blend out what you did, because sometimes when we apply the blush it can get a little bit intense. I'm kind of just using patting motions too, just so I don't ruin any of my foundation. So I think that is diffused very nicely, and I have not been wearing much highlighter, if any, on my cheeks these days. So I'm just gonna actually leave that with like the little bit of sheen that there already is there. Sometimes I'll add a touch of highlighter, but normally day to day I just like to wear a nice blush. I still highlight my nose, But on my cheeks, I just like to leave the blush, and I feel like it really does lift my face up. And I'm gonna do the other side and show you how I used to do it, and you can kind of see the difference. So I'm still using those two blushes, but I'm just gonna take them a little lower because I used to always kind of put the blush where like my contour used to be. And I was still quite heavy-handed. But I would just like loaded the highlighter on top after, so, and I'm kind of taking it a little bit lower there, so I used to like use the blush to carve it out. I still don't think it looks horrible, but it just does create a different kind of face shape, and for mine, I think it looks better, a little bit more lifted. So to highlight, I'm going to be using this gorgeous highlighter from Make It Forever. This is their Pro Light Fusion highlighter, and this is, I believe, just their gold one. They had like a pearl one and a gold one, so this is their really nice golden one that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite highlighters, and I'm just going to take this little brush here just to apply it. This is just like a little flat setting brush. I believe this is just a Real Techniques setting brush here. I'm just going to generously apply my highlighter. This highlighter still speaks to me. It's just so gorgeous, but I've definitely applied a lot of highlighter, and I feel like it just like made my cheeks look a little bit saggy, which is what you guys can kind of see happening. I mean, it still gives you that gorgeous glow, and if you're into that wet cheek look, then definitely still stick with the highlighter, but this is just more of like how the blush and the highlighter together kind of just made my cheeks look saggy. So as you guys can see, this is the side that I do now. It's a little bit more natural, it's a little bit more lifted and just like fresh looking. Then you have this side, which it still looks nice, but it was just a little too much highlighter, too much blush that goes really low. So you can see it kind of like made my cheeks look saggy a little bit. Like you don't want that in your face. You don't want anything to sag pretty much all over your body. You just want things to be a little bit more lifted. So that's why I love the technique of just putting the blush higher on the cheekbones. If you still want to add a little bit of highlighter, because I do love highlighter, even though I've just pretty much only been highlighting my nose lately, you can still add, sometimes I'll just add a touch there, just like a very light sheen of a highlighter. I won't go crazy and like drag it all the way up, because then it kind of cuts your cheeks and just makes things look a little bit saggy if it's like too much of an opaque highlighter. So as you guys can see, a little bit saggy, still not horrible by all means, but I definitely have been loving this new way of applying blush and a little bit of highlighter. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys have changed any kind of way you do your makeup now. I would love to know. Let me know what you think about the difference. Some people might actually still like this side, but I definitely have been loving this like higher blush and just like intense blush look. I just think it looks so pretty, and especially in the summertime with a nice tan, it just makes you like look lifted and just really nice and clean, whereas this I felt looked a little bit heavy and a little too much. So that is just kind of like a before and after. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new. Leave any comments or just remarks in the comment section. I would love to reply to you guys, and all of your comments mean so much to me. So thank you to everyone who takes the time to leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. And if you're not, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!